All right, before we wrap things up, we need to touch base with our correspondent, Bernard Akede, who's on the phone line with me right now. There have been unfortunate historic floods in Nigeria affecting some 27 out of 36 states in the country. That flooding has been widespread. We have heard reports that the water is starting to recede, but in the place of that, we've heard hundreds of people have lost their lives, and we know that millions of Nigerians have been displaced in the aftermath of the flooding. Business activities have been affected and people have had to move to IDP camps. So let me get into place now with Bernard. Ben, are you with me?
Here you are. I don't know if you can see me. Can you see me?
I can see you and I can hear you very clearly. So tell us where you are right now.
Okay, so Tolu, this place where it's called St. Stephen's School. It's in that's the name of the community where we are at the moment. We reached out of the flood. This place is round and that's right. When me people just people had their own supply, but well was run just a, and these that were taking from Good Samaritan. We saw brought out from food items, we saw kinds of supply that people, you know, has been shut down for or two, and it's now.
All right, so he is in a primary school there. Hopefully we're able to get back on the phone with him because, of course, unfortunately, connection and network issues in some areas. But again, with the flooding, many other things have been affected. We had a conversation last week about the force majeure that partners of the Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas Company had declared, which was in effect affecting NLNG. And of course, that's a situation. We're also hearing, of course, roads have been broken down. Fuel tankers are unable to make it into different parts of many of these states. In some places, you have fuel going for about 1,000 naira per liter. Families and communities and people, just people, are unable to figure out what they're going to do with their lives. Let's see if I have Ben on the phone with me. Ben, are you with me now?
Yes, I'm with you.
Fantastic. So in terms of the area where you are, what were their daily activities or commercial activities that have now been disrupted like?
Well, as you can imagine, most of them here are businessmen and women, those who are teaching and then selling of fish or farming or in the sale of food. And one of the people I interviewed while I was writing the community said to me that I think that Gary that we take for granted has now turned to go. First of all, people who produce and process Gary, they cannot do that because most of their farms have been submerged, their processing plants have been submerged. That's one. Two, those who had Gary before are now forced to afford it because we do not know when things are going to get better. So that commodity, this is supposed to be one of the most safe in the country and in this part of the region, is now getting stressed. And then for those who are willing to sell, of course, you can imagine, basic economics tells us that when some particular commodities are in the low supply, demand becomes high and price also becomes high. So that's exactly what possibly is happening right now. And for those who are holding people are not satisfied, so it makes the suffering a lot more worse for people who are in this community. It is so heartbreaking, it is so painful, it is heartbreaking.
So in terms of the community being cut off, because I do have to let you go, but in terms of the community being cut off now, how is anything getting to them? Is it coming by boat? Is there even a passable road so we know that food donations or food supplies and some form of help is getting to them? Tell me about that.
So this community was not the entire cost of part of it because of the entities of the community were able to go via other routes and then supplies can come via certain routes. So they are lucky. But there are other communities not too far from here that were completely cut off. They have to go via boat. Just like how we were able to cross from one part of this community to another, we stopped in our vessels and then crossed via boat on flood waters. Flood waters that look like rivers. So it's a bit easier in this community. But in other places it's difficult. And also what's just saying here that it's really personal to me because 10 years ago, like you said, it was done in this community. And I've been able to see people that I can recognize who are now suffering from the effects of flood. Where I stand right now is one of the states that we came around to see at some point. So it's really quite certain. It's personal. It's deeper when it's close to home.
All right, Ben, we'll let you go, but I know that we'll be talking to you throughout the course of the day on the station. Bernard Akede there on location as we monitor the aftermath of these historic floods in Nigeria. You can probably catch him at 12 p.m. West African time on News Central Now and throughout the day as well, giving us on-the-spot updates of the situation. Don't also forget that we will be talking about the Nigeria floods, the how and the what next? And that is a Twitter space that News Central is bringing to you live at 1 p.m. today on our Twitter timeline. So make sure you're following us at News Central TV, that is at News Central TV on our Twitter timeline. We'll be talking to those who are on the ground who've been affected, also talking to a state representative in terms of what happens next, and as well as a climate activist, because a lot of this is also wrapped up in climate change and the issues attendant to that.